Hello and welcome to VVork. I'm Brian Watrous and this is the 45th video in a 10-part video series where we're learning how to automate using vRealize Orchestrator. In this particular video, we're going to take a look at another simple technique that you use when working with workflows in vRealize Orchestrator. As you can see in this particular video, what we're going to take a look at is how to rename a workflow. So to do so, let's first of all go over into our lab environment, and here you can see the older legacy Java-based vRO client. And as you can see, I have a workflow here called Exciting New Workflow. If I want to change that workflow's name, you might think that you could come in here and single click on the workflow name and have it automatically pop up into a rename mode, but that didn't work. Or maybe double clicking, that doesn't work either. So surely if you right click, you'll see a choice here to rename the workflow, but that's not how workflows are renamed in the older Java-based client. To rename a workflow in the older based client, you simply need to go into edit mode. See the previous video for more information on editing, but if you go into edit mode, then go to the General tab, then go to the name field. This is where you rename a workflow. It's the one place where you can rename the workflow. So it behaves a little differently. The Java client isn't Windows. It doesn't work like Windows Explorer. It works the way it does. This is where you rename a workflow in the Java client. So that's nice and simple. Let's take a look at the HTML5 client. In the HTML5 client, the first thing you need to do in order to rename a workflow is to find it. In the previous video, I talked a little bit about how to find workflows using searching by workflow name or by tags. But here, as you can see, I already have my workflow. It's this one over here. If I wanted to change its name, I would, well, you might think that you can come here to Actions and choose to rename the workflow. But as you can see, that's not how this is done in the HTML5 vRO client. Instead, what you do, similar to the Java client, you need to open up the workflow for editing. Go to the Summary tab, and here where it says workflow name, this is where you'd make that change. So again, this does not work like Windows Explorer. It behaves the way it does. You just need to know how to do it. So as is the case in this whole video series, this is another simple technique. It's easy enough. You just need to know our way of doing things. So in the next video, please join me there, because what we'll be taking a look at is various ways you can run vRealize Orchestrator workflows.